Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Clear here with a first impressions video for you on a Bark River knife. Haven't had a lot of Bark River knives on the channel. This one is the Tusk. It's a new model for 2018, and I think they may have been available late 2017. Very quickly, let me show you how it'll ship. It comes with a little piece of cardboard over the blade. The knife will be wrapped in tissue paper, and the sheath is in that clear plastic. It is sealed in there. Let me get this out of the way and bring the knife in here. So there you go. That's the knife in the Bark River sheath. I'll pull it out. And there you go. That is the Bark River Tusk. It's a small sort of EDC style fixed blade. This one is a wharncliffe. The Tusk is a wharncliffe. Obviously Bark River has a bunch of fixed blades. Really, they have tons and tons of models, and within the various models that they have, you also have tons of variation on the scales that you end up going with. And that's one of the challenges, guys. I probably had, I don't know, 5 different variations of this in my cart as I probably spent 4 or 5 days kind of thinking about this and looking at different models and kind of changing my mind and saying, no, I'd rather have this one, I'd rather have that one. Ultimately, I settled on the black and green linen micarta, and I'm pretty happy that I did. I'll show you kind of a nice close look there. Look at very, very nice detail on there. And that's one of the things that is true of most Bark River knives, is that they're very, very attractive. And obviously you don't buy a knife just for the looks, but I don't know about you, but I kind of like my knives to be attractive and look like they're well thought out and well put together. And certainly that's something that stands out about Bark River knives. So you can see here, let's see, hopefully you can see here, this is A2 steel. You can see Bark River, Escanaba, Michigan, first production run over on this side. Again, you can see there are, by the way, since we're talking about this, there are a number of handle options. You can do this normal steel pins. You can do black pins. You can do very decorative ones. There's all kinds of different wood scales and G10 and various micartas. A lot of them have liners. I still don't know how I feel about the liners. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, whether you like fixed blades that have a liner in here or not. Sometimes I think it's kind of weird. Anyway, so I didn't go for it on this one. I was afraid I wouldn't like it. And then finally, let's take a quick look at the sheath, and then I'll give you a size, weight, and all that stuff. So the sheath obviously is designed to fit the Wharncliffe blade. I do like this about, and I've looked at a number of the EDC style Bark River knives. A lot of them carry sort of, so here's the handle, the top of the handle right here, and it's going to carry fairly high up. And I do like that in an EDC knife because of the fact that you kind of want it up out of the way. A bush knife doesn't really matter where it lands, or it matters maybe a little less, and you maybe even want it lower on your leg. But for an EDC knife, especially if you're going to be driving in the car or doing any kind of task where the knife could potentially get in your way, you want something, I think, that carries nice and high on the belt. The only thing I would wish for was the option to do a horizontal carry. Now, that's something we'll address later. A lot of people and a lot of Bark River knife reviews you'll see out there, guys have gone ahead and done something different with the sheath. There are tons and tons of options out there in terms of aftermarket sheaths, or you could even make one yourself. So that's something that I may toy with, is having another sheath made for it that can do horizontal carry. Let's go ahead and get a size and weight on this guy, and then I'll kind of give you my overall thoughts. So we'll bring out the new and improved ruler. Let's see. Gotta try and hold it in a way that gives me a reliable measurement. So 7 1/4 inches is the overall length. Blade length is 3 1/8. The handle length is about 4 inches. And I've had a couple of you ask for this. So the usable length, the space between here and here where your fingers are going to fit, is about 3 1/2 inches. You can see that there. So that's the size out of the sheath. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Let me give you a quick measurement in the sheath. Especially, this is a fairly small sheath. You could easily put this in your pocket, and even then it's only about 8 1/2 inches. So I'll kind of give you a look at that. It's a little under 8 1/2 inches, as you can see there. So that may be a consideration as well. I have tried this in the pocket. I have tried it on the belt, and I'm really not sure what I like the best. Let's go ahead and get a weight as well. I'll give you a weight with the sheath first, since frankly I feel like that actually matters more. I don't know of anybody that carries just a bare bladed knife around, so the reality is you're going to have a sheath all the time, and the weight on that is 6.4 ounces. Remove the sheath, and we get 4.9 ounces, so basically 5 ounces. Now, turn that down off. Give you my initial thoughts about this knife. Highly ergonomic, nice and small, very easy to carry. And one thing I think is cool about this is this was one of the big considerations that I gave this when I was looking at which knife I wanted to pick up. This I think is small enough that no one is going to be overly concerned about it. You can easily see this knife, and I don't think you're going to get anybody, you know, worrying at all about what you're carrying. You know, if you stuck a Bravo 1 on your belt, maybe people would be like, what in the world? Why does that guy have a huge knife? This is not a large knife. I think you could pretty easily EDC this and do most tasks pretty reasonably with it. Now, it is a really thick blade stock. So to me, this is going to be more of a harder use knife rather than, you know, something you're going to use for slicing up apples. I will slice some apples with it because I always kind of do that. By the way, I didn't say this in my description, but you can see it here. I don't know if I can show that well or not, but this has a convex grind on it. So that means instead of a V grind, it's ground like this. And that is on purpose. That's to add strength to the knife. I guess I should have mentioned that again. So this is sort of, you know, this is a heavy duty EDC, right? It's definitely a knife that's going to be strong and robust and durable, more so than, you know, a number of other EDC fixed blades that are out there, and even more so than some of the small Bark Rivers. So hopefully I'll bring you a few more Bark River knives so I'll have something to compare to in the not too distant future. I will have a review. Let me talk about this sheath for 1 second before we finish off the video. I am going to probably do a water form on this sheath and then treat it with either Neat's foot oil or Dubbin. I have always had very good luck with both of those. For me, a sheath, you know, Dubbin is more for shoes, and everything else in leather gets Neat's foot oil. So I'll probably lean toward the Neat's foot oil on this guy. But let me know what you guys have used in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this knife. This is a new model for 2018 from Bark River. I think it's pretty cool, and I think I'm going to really enjoy EDCing this guy. Let me know what you think as well, because I'm curious as to, number one, if you like this design at all, and number two, if EDCing a fixed blade is something that you do from time to time, or if you're even interested in. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.